Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about virtual parties. In fact, we're going to talk a lot about virtual parties. And the thing about virtual parties is that, they're always changing. And if I can call Karen out, Karen Hill said she's done one and it didn't go well. And I said, well, then you really should just quit doing virtual parties. No, but it's like everything else. We have to be willing to do it poorly until we do it well. And sometimes, and it's just like regular parties, you can do everything right and the party will can, all right? Sometimes you can do everything wrong and the party does well. So, it really is. One of the things I've learned, everyone came back from executive seminar and I wasn't there, and the big talk is on virtual parties. Those that are really soaring are having a big virtual presence. And so with that, one of the things that I know that the company is talking about, like I think Stacy Etzel and some of the new execs, they talked about our new consultants really need to get in and start doing virtual parties right off the bat. And in fact, they recommend that we help our new consultants with 4 virtual parties in their first week, because 1 will stink, 1 will sink, and 2 will stick. So, and it's just a matter of having a lot of practice. So again, after we talk about, we talked about recruiting, and now we've added people to our teams. We want to help them be successful. And what is the definition of success with Pampered Chef?
Whatever you define it to be.
Okay, so why do people sign up with Pampered Chef? What are some of the things they want to achieve?
Extra money, be able to set their own schedules.
Extra money.
Stock their kitchen.
I'm sorry?
Stock their kitchen.
Stock their kitchen. And the bottom line with that is that they've got to have shows on the calendar, right?
Yep.
It can be virtual, it can be live, it can be whatever. But of course, we're going to talk about virtual parties. So with that, I'm so happy that Lori Coleman could join us tonight. Lori does a fabulous virtual business. And if I'm not mistaken, unless things have changed, you're just about 100% virtual, aren't you, Lori?
Yes, up until the end of this month, I have two cooking shows for November and 1 for October, 1 this Saturday.
Okay.
But up until this month, I do 100%. I've done 100% virtual all year.
Okay. Would you talk a little bit about what you do? And then also, you're a director and you're leading a team that's just growing and vibrant. And so tell us a little bit about what you do personally. And then if you would talk for a second about, how you help your new consultants virtually.
So with my new consultants, I offer to do their grand opening party for them. So we try to do that within a week, because you just want them to jump right in there and get on a virtual party, because you want them to try it a couple of times, along with cooking shows or, depending on what they want to do. Mm-hmm. But you definitely, as a leader, I will do their first one for them.
Would you kind of explain how you do that?
Doing a party for them.
Do you create the event for them? Do you do an event? Do you do groups? Do you run it and they're just viewing it, or how does that work?
Yeah, I use groups.
Okay.
So I set it up in groups, and then I tell them, that you're the consultant, but you're also the host as well. So it's their host. Hey, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Hello.
So they're hosting it. It's their grand opening party. So they're going to see both sides of it. They're going to see the hosting part of it, but they're also going to see the consultant part of it. So lots of information are going to them. So I host coach them just like I do my regular host each week. But then on the consultant side, I tell them, what what I'm going to be doing with the party, you know, and just explain that aspect of it and kind of a little bit more in detail of how I run my parties and stuff. But they're kind of playing both parts there, you know. They're seeing both ways. So I set the party up and treat them just like a host. So they invite their friends and everything, and they personally invite them. If you don't personally invite, your party's just going to be a flop.
Let's define let's define what personally invite means.
So I have a picture. I use the same picture for every host, and it just says, I think it says like, I'm having a Facebook Pampered Chef party. Would you like to be one of my 25 guests?
Okay.
And I send that to each consultant or each host. I want to make sure that's what it says before I lie to you guys. So I send that to each host. It says, I'm excited to be hosting a Facebook Pampered Chef party. Would you like to be one of my 25 guests?
Okay.
So I send that to them, and then I have some verbiage that I send as well. And basically the verbiage is, one of the most important things of hosting is the inviting. So for the next couple of days before we set up your party, I would like you to take this picture, invite, and private message it to 50 people. Okay. When they say yes, I need you to keep a list of everybody. So when I set up your party on Thursday to begin, then you can go ahead and add them to the party.
Awesome. You know, and again, I really love that detail, Lori, because, you know, the thing about it is so often people are passive about inviting people. And consultants don't understand sometimes that you really have to be specific. And you know,
I'm very specific, and at the end of it, my last sentence is, please do not mass invite on your party. That is my last sentence. Because if they just start adding people, your party is not, it's going to be a flop. That's just what I've learned. But if you have 15 people on that party, your party is going to be so much more enjoyable for everybody. It's going to be more personal for everybody than having 80 people on there, because 5% of those people will actually be participating.
Okay.
Plus, they're going to get annoyed seeing all the notifications coming up, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But if you've asked their permission to go to be in the party, then more than likely they're going to be a part of the party. So it's almost like having 15 people at your cooking show.
Okay.
Which would be great, right?
Right, right. And I think that's something that we really need to make the correlation, that our goal is really to make our virtual party as close to being a live party as we can.
Yeah.
In terms of making people feel welcome and the camaraderie and the communication.
Yeah.
What is the structure?
So my structure is, I just started doing theme parties this month.
Okay.
So I'm using the themes that Pampered Chef gives us. And when I send my hosts that information we just talked about, I also send her a picture that has all of the themes on it. So I ask her which theme she would like to do. And I pray they pick the one pot meal, because I already have a template for that. But if they don't, then I just wing it.
Ready to create another one.
Yeah, yeah. So one pot meals seem to be the most popular. So I ask them which theme they want to do, and then I have a template and post my party, my fall template, and then I have another template for whatever theme. So I have 2 templates going for the party, depending on what theme they want to do.
Okay.
You know, the first day is a welcome video from me. I also put a picture up with how long I've been with Pampered Chef and little personal things as well. A little bit about Facebook, like virtual parties, what to expect, how to play the games, to get raffle tickets and stuff. And then I show the new products at night using the Pampered Chef YouTube video.
Okay.
And then I also ask them a question. There's a post that I have that says, like, which one of these are you? And it's, you know, It's come dinner time, it's like foggy head. It's 5 o'clock. I don't know what I'm doing, or, a couple of different things. So I just tell them, if this is you and you want more recipes, drop an emoji.
Okay.
Each day you want to have one interactive post.
Okay. Once a day you go live?
No.
No. Oh, interactive in terms of, okay.
Yeah, you want to have an interactive post of, it can be how many jelly beans are in the
Okay. So a game or
ceramic egg cooker,
And tell us again, how many days is your party?
I have 3 days of pre-party, and then the 4th day that evening is the 1 hour live.
4th day, 1 hour live.
And then the next day I'll put, have a collage, like a four or 5 different recipes from whatever theme they picked that goes up, and something like, I have this cute one. It has chef hats on it, and it says, which chef hat are you? And it says, A, I'm going to place an order. B, I've booked a party. C, I'm going to place an order. Or F, I think F is like...
I love Pampered Chef, but I'm not going to place, I don't need anything right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that today for the first time.
Yeah, I like that. And it kind of gives me an idea without talking to somebody if they're looking to place an order.
Okay.
So it kind of puts it out there. And if they don't place an order the first or second day after the party, then I'll shoot them a private message.
Okay. Now, when you're doing your grand opening party for your consultants, is you use Post My Party and use do it to your shows as well as to their shows? I mean, how does that work?
Yep, same exact party.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So if you go live for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You can go live in more than one party at the same time?
You can.
Oh, okay.
You would have to have different devices up and ready.
Oh, okay.
Carrie Height has done that before. She's gone live like in 4 parties.
Okay.
Me personally, and it's just me personally, it worked for her.
Okay.
But me personally, I couldn't keep up with everybody on each party. And I would rather have that one-on-one with everybody on that certain party, if that makes sense. Because you could be staying there forever saying, hey, Kelly, hey, Karen, hey, Carla, hey, Susie. You could be there all night just greeting everybody on 4 parties.
You can stagger them too. And what's great about doing things in around the country is you could even have a time difference,
Yeah, I had 2 the other night because I had a grand opening for one of my new consultants, and then I had one right after. Mm-hmm. So when I went live, I had to watch my time, and then I got right back in here and did it all over again. But you can. I mean, you could do 2 parties in one night, and if you want to do 2 parties a week, Sunday nights are perfect to do 2 parties, and there you don't have to work the rest of the week as far as
right.
Going parties.
Now, okay, so let's get a little bit more feel for what happens in the hour live. Is it just like a regular like a live demonstration?
So in the hour live, the first 30 minutes is 10 or 11 posts on the party. So we do like a roll call. I do one like what Pampered Chef is about. And I show like Doris Christopher's picture and talk a little bit about how she got in the business and stuff. We do a roll call, and then we talk about cookware. And then
so you're not streaming live video for the whole hour.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought too, Karen.
Yeah. So I go 30 minutes live. I used to get on there live right at the time of the party, but then no one would be on for like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So my theory was, okay, let me get them on the party first and talk to them and get them interaction, with some posts and stuff. And then I'll go live because then I have their attention.
Okay.
And I play a game about halfway through. I share a post with the new products. I'm really big on power tools this month. So I'm talking a lot about power tools. I display 3 of them and ask them which power tool would they like in their kitchen. Kind of gets their wish list going, which are great booking tools.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I have a bookings post, a recruiting post, and then my Google form. And then I go live. I tell them, refresh in 3 minutes. I'll be live in my kitchen. Now, guys, I do not make anything.
Oh, you don't?
I have never made anything. No. Just because it's too late. You know what I mean? I can't make a meal at 10 o'clock at night.
Leftovers.
When I get done. Huh?
I would be tempted to do leftovers, but that's awesome. So how long are you live for?
I'm live for maybe about 30 minutes. Sometimes it goes over. It just depends on how chatty they are.
Okay.
But what I do is whatever recipe we just made on the virtual party, then I will pull those products out and show how to put that together and talk about it a little bit more, but talk about each of the products a little bit more as well, especially the rock crock and the quick cooker.
Okay. Excellent.
And share some new products.
Mm-hmm.
The 10 pan challenge has been going well. And I say well as in it's not going good for the host, but it's going good for me because I'm getting extra sales.
I'm not sure. The 10 pan.
Have you not seen that?
No.
So you give your host a challenge, and there's a picture up. It's going around Facebook. When the host has or sells 10 baking pans, the brownie pan, the waffle stick maker, the donut pan, any of those type of pans, when she sells 10 on her party, she's going to get to choose one for free.
Oh.
Okay. But I have added at least about 4 to 5 each party.
Okay.
Because they're trying to get her up there. I haven't had anybody do 10 yet, but if you think 4 of those are $100,
mm-hmm.
And then as I see the orders come in, if somebody orders one, then I go back to that post and I say, oh, thanks, Karen, for your order. Just 6 more to go, guys, and kind of keep them looking at that as well.
That's a great way to keep them engaged.
Yeah. So I share that on the live video too.
Okay, I have one more question, and then I'll shut up and let everybody else ask questions. This might sound like a silly question. So you're on day 2, and you go in. You're going into your virtual parties a couple times a day to check posts and everything. What do you look for?
I look to see if anybody's commenting, number 1.
Okay.
If they're not commenting, then I will go to the post where I have this month. It's like, what do you love about your host?
Okay. Oh.
So if nobody's commenting, then I will tag everybody in the party. I'll say, come on, guys. I know you have something sweet to say about our host.
You will, huh?
I do.
Okay. Love it.
So I just try to get them talking, a little bit. And
do you do anything with likes?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't. I would rather them comment because liking something's just too easy.
And you're giving them raffle tickets for commenting anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think liking something's too easy to do. It doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for anybody.
I just wonder, if you have a recruiting post and somebody likes it, if you might, private message them and.
Yeah, that one's a little bit different.
Okay.
But just like a regular post throughout the day.
Okay.
Okay. But I do pay attention to the bookings posts and the recruiting posts.
Okay.
The Google form that they fill out.
Okay.
Those are a little bit things that I need to focus on. But basically seeing who's commenting. If nobody's commenting, tag them and then tell your host. I give my host a daily tip, daily thing to do. So, day 1 is make a video or a post welcoming your guests and friends to the party. Day 2 might be ask your guests what kitchen challenges they have in the kitchen. Day 3 would be asking people for their advice on what the host should put on her wish list. So that kind of gets them talking to their hosts and not necessarily me, which is what I want.
Okay. Excellent. Who else has questions? Who has a question I didn't ask?
Can somebody tell me the difference between like send, share, and then post my party?
Thanks for asking that.
What's the difference?
Yeah, like what makes one better than the other, or more easier to use, or just?
Yeah, I had sent share back in the spring when Post My Party went off the deep end and you couldn't post in events, and that's all I knew how to do was events. So I had no choice to go to sent share. Sent share is, for me, it is way too much. I know how to do it, but it is too, it's just too many posts, and you really have to watch what you're doing. With Post My Party, you set up your template one time, and then you connect that template to the party, and that is it. With Send Share, you can't create a template. It just says like, it'll say past posts. You can pull up past
I use Send Share, and I kind of feel the same way about Send Share that you feel about Post My Party. But and then that's what's and I love hearing what you like best. What you like best about it. But
yeah, it just depends on what you like.
Try them both. They both have free trials.
Okay.
And that's what I did. I tried them both, and I personally like Send Share. But you'll find, and the thing about it, you have to remember too, is you don't have to use any of them. You can use Facebook has a posting thing that's free. You can schedule your posts, and then you can also just manually post.
Yeah. Yep. And another thing, I don't know if you can do it with Send Share, but I know with Post My Party, I can share my template with my new consultants that sign up for Post My Party. So I give them my template to use for their first couple of parties. And then they can modify it,
Yeah, Send Share has that ability now too.
Okay, good. So that's what I like about it, but good question.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, what they are their post schedulers. So that you can set up your template ahead of time and tell it when you want to post. You might notice that, I try to schedule something every day at 8:00 in Joe Pack. So, but that's all done ahead of time. So it's nice that you can run that, and then, just check it, a couple times a day, go in and see who's responding to posts and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I love it. I can still go out just go about my day and go to the grocery store or run the kids to school or go pick them up. And
it's life-changing. It really is, because it's Post My Party $10 a month too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's for $10 a month. It's
oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so worth it.
It'll pay for itself.
Yeah.
But good question. Who else has a question? Okay, so now I want to know who. Billy Joe, you're virtual as well, aren't you?
Do both.
I'm sorry? Is it your business mainly virtual?
I do a lot of virtual, but I do also shows as well. Like I just had one Sunday.
Okay. Excellent. Carly, how virtual are you?
Not very. I haven't done a virtual party in a year.
Okay. And again, it's just like, for me, I think that when a new consultant comes on, we really need to get a feel whether they want to be a live show or a virtual show. But again, I think getting them doing virtual parties right away and doing what Lori has just explained and getting them, helping them with their grand opening party, and making them feel successful right away. But it is host coaching is very similar. You've got a host coach. And I'm going to talk for a second about being timid. when you go to a live cooking show and you get there and there's only 3 people there, you learn very quickly what you need to do for host coaching to make sure that you're being effective with your host coaching. Because you don't want to show up, go into somebody's house and only having 3 people there, a few times in a row gets very discouraging, doesn't it?
Yep.
So you learn you've got to be a better host coach. Again, host coaching is where you earn your paycheck. The show is where you go to pick it up. And it is maybe a little bit different technique with a virtual party, but you've got to be a great host coach. And, when I talk with people and they tell me that they had a show that didn't turn out really well, I'm like, well, did you mass invite or did you personally invite? And getting on Facebook, and I'm going to be offering you some more ideas on Facebook etiquette and being on Facebook and how to use social media. But Facebook is not to get on and say my host needs another order. Facebook is a social media and interacting with people. It's not a selling tool. And it's one reason why we use, groups to isolate that stuff so that, we can be a little bit more secret about, and that's not the word I really want, or more private about our selling events. There will be some more training on maybe using business pages. There's some really successful training out there for virtual parties where they advocate having a business page and doing all your work from business page in terms of virtual parties. And we'll learn more about that. One of the things I want to mention, I think I posted, did anybody notice on Joe Pick, I think it was Sunday, that I posted about virtual party training. Did any of you notice that?
Missed it.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is kind of funny because you post things. It's just like in your virtual party. You post things and you think people see it, and they don't.
Yeah. And that's one thing I like about groups. I did not love groups in the beginning because I didn't know how to run them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have an event versus a group, in a group, you can see who has seen that post.
Yeah.
And I write their names down on my paper. Yeah. So I write down when they're there on the live part, and they're talking and they're saying, on the roll call. But then I'll go through the post and see who else is on there, but they're not saying anything. And then I'll tag them on a post.
Wow, that's really, I didn't,
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay.
So they can't hide from you when they're on the group.
Okay.
But on an event, they can, because you don't know who's looking at it and whatever. So I do like groups. I think I'm going to stick with groups regardless.
Yeah, even if they change. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Lori, so average show, virtual show.
My average show is probably between 500 and 600.
Which is the company average for virtual parties is 400. So that's a very admirable average, Lori. Very good.
I try to get them to shoot for at least 5, and I talk about that when I call them and do host coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I call all my hosts, even though it's virtual. I still call them.
You send a host packet?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I send host packet with 2 catalogs, so I put on there one for you, one to share. And I tell them to get outside orders, from people at work or neighbors or whatever, and give them everything else that they need. And something new I've been doing too is putting them in a group, like all of my October hosts in a group, and I make a video, even though I talk to them about their host rewards on the phone call. I make a video and I go into a little bit more detail about their host rewards. And then the week of their party, I'll tag them. And then I'll tag them, like today I said, so-and-so and so-and-so have their parties this week. Something like that, just to spark some interest. And then when they close out their party, I'll say, Karen just closed out her party with over $400 in sales,
So you do that, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great idea. I love it.
used to do, up until this month, the last 3 months, I did where the host can earn tickets. So when they took my tips and actually did them for 3 days, they get tickets. If they have a $500 party or more, they get a ticket. For every booking, they get 1 ticket. Whoever had the most in sales gets like 10 tickets. And then I do a drawing for $25 in free products.
Awesome. Lots of great ideas. Any other questions?
I'm busy writing.
Okay. All right. Hi, Diana. I see that you joined us.
Hi, Karen.
So, Diana, do you have any questions about virtual parties?
Not at this time. I did do the studies on the PC University, and that was hugely helpful. And I'm finally over the hump with SynthShare. So,
well, you inspired me to do that training too, and I got my certificate. We're going to start posting certificates on JoePack.
good.
How many of you have taken the PC training, virtual party training? Okay, excellent. It was really some great tips. And then I'm gonna, I would encourage you all to look for the virtual party link I gave you. Again, if you're a team leader above, you receive $100 in a professional development money from Pampered Chef, and that's a great way to use that money, and get some great training. So there's other training that you can do too, if that's not something that you really want to do, or what's, you get $100 credit. I think that training is now $247, and you would get $100. It would still cost you $147. And if that's too steep for you, there's a lot of other options for you in terms of training, and you can check that out in the Consultant Business Guide and Policies. But if Pampered Chef was willing to spend $100 for your professional development, go for it. I mean, I use it every year, and at my level, I think I get $300. So, any other questions? Anything, who's gonna, I hope that you will ask for help if you need help with virtual parties. I'm really going to encourage you, and I'm going to challenge you, because I'm going to be doing this too. In fact, you're going to see me post. I'm going to do a mega party, and it's going to be Halloween. It's going to be a Halloween theme, and it's going to run from tomorrow, getting people invited, and then run it from Wednesday to, I forget which day is, I've already forgotten which day is which, but run it to the 29th, Monday, and then close it on the 30th, because we don't want to be closing shows on Halloween. Everybody's way too busy. So I'm gonna run that, and I want to do Halloween themed things, and do it and make it maybe a spooky mystery host or something like that. So I'll be getting that information out, and we'll be working on that. But again, I want to do 4. I'm going to try to get 4 people involved in my party to finish off this month, because again, if that's something we want to help our new consultants do, we should be doing it ourselves as well, right?
Yeah.
Would anybody like 4 shows before the end of the month? Okay. And so, get people on, and any ideas, anything you think will help, please let me know. But Lori, I'm so happy you were on to really share your real life experience, because you are so successful with it.
Thank you.
So if there's nothing else, any other questions or comments?
If anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Mm-hmm. I think somebody said
Facebook
something.
party is, no, it's me. A Facebook party is challenging when you're Facebook challenged. I didn't do Facebook till I started Pampered Chef, and I am still confused and don't understand.
Yeah, just ask questions. Sometimes we tend to complicate things. It really is very easy.
Yeah,
it really is. And I'm not taking your concerns lightly, Karen, but sometimes we're our own worst enemy. I don't know if I'm the only one like that, but.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You can do it, Karen. I know you can.
Well, I can.
Yeah. And I tell you, it's, when I heard that from ExecSem that a lot of people were doing more virtual, it was actually kind of a sigh of relief for me because I am really busy. And for me to be able to say, you know what, just lean in and work harder on, making it enticing people. It's all about enticing people. We don't want to force people. We can't force people to do anything, but we want to, encourage them and entice them to say, this is really a great way to have a party. It's a great way to get together. And then of course, if they do prefer getting together live, that's fun too.
Yeah. Karen, one more thing. So I was telling you guys, I don't make anything when I go live on my party nights, but each day I have a video that I'll post of me demoing a product, like the close and cut. I'll show them how to cut the chicken breast in half.
Okay.
Every Monday night I go live on my page, and I cook dinner. So this month I'm focusing on the quick cookers. So every Monday night, everybody learns a new recipe from the quick cooker.
Love it.
And then what I thought tonight, I was like, well, I can share this on my parties. So I took the video and I shared it on my Wednesday night party and my Thursday night party this week.
There's a way that you can convert your Facebook video to a video, to a YouTube. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that you could use it over again too.
Yeah.
So, well, we have less than a minute left, and so again, thank you for taking the time to join me and join us. And next week is leadership with Becky Ishii, and I'll be in Minnesota with Diana. So we will have a good time next week too. Okay.
All right. Have a good week.
All right, you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.